Hello everyone. I'm feeling fine, don't be alarmed. I just took a heavenly nap. It was wonderful. But yeah, hopefully that video was edited okay. I was in so much pain at the time that I couldn't really look at my phone for more than like 30 seconds at a time, and then my stomach would crunch up and I had to close my eyes. So it took quite a while. I was just doing a few seconds of editing and then I'd have to close my eyes. So hopefully it's fine. But basically what happened was I ate dried apple rings before I worked the lunch shift. Sometimes, some years during allergy season, I start to have problems digesting apples. My body usually sends them straight through with a lot of pain, and they're just instantly out. But last year it didn't really bother me, so I guess it just wasn't on my radar as much as it might be. During the lunch shift, my stomach was hurting, but I thought it was hunger. I thought, well, this is weird. I've never been like hungry while working this. You get out of it at like 12:45, so it's not like super late. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just stop and get food on the way home. And as I was like getting my food, like waiting for it, I started getting like sharp pains. I was like, ow, they kind of feel like gas pains or something. I tried to eat a little bit of the food in case it was still hunger, but made it through about half and I was like, no, I can't do this. I'll just take it home and give it to Sebastian when he gets home, because he's always hungry. So because I just woke up and started talking, I kicked some of that stuff down. Wow, my teeth have a weird color in this lighting. It's a rainy day, so it's very dark in here. Anyway, I get home and my stomach's like really sharply hurting, and kind of bloated. I'm like, okay, it's gas. Those apples are not agreeing with me. Great. But I was able to get Sebastian from the bus and give him the food. He asked to go to his friend's house, and he told me that Danny had said yes to it, so I said okay, and that I was going to lay down because it was getting worse and worse. It got so bad, horrible burning, clenching cramps, and lots of gas too, so it was making me feel like I either needed to burp or barf. I had a plastic bag up here, so I started holding it. I decided to try a hot bath to see if it would calm everything down, but I checked my temperature, no temperature. Ended up using the thermometer in the tub because I didn't want to overheat myself and make myself pass out when I got out. So I stayed in there with a cold washcloth on my neck until my temperature started to creep up just from how hot the bath was. At one point I did puke during one of the cramps, just a tiny bit. I think I was clenched up and not letting it come out, and it was all those apples. Not all of them, but I slowly got out when I felt like I was getting too hot, and it was a process. I got out and wrapped a towel around my waist, and I had to sit through it, and then I got a robe on me and I had to sit through it. Then I got pajamas on me. Made it back to the bed, and I had to message Danny for clean bags since I was holding a bag with a little bit of barf in it. And he was annoyed. He wasn't feeling good, so he wasn't happy about having to do that. He was my hero last night. Everybody was my hero. But it continued to be really bad. I had to sit straight up. What's that?
No, I'm not be out there.
Was it too cold?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to have my hood up.
I didn't know it was that cold.
Like, I literally had to have my hood up.
Oh, let me set it right down and look. 59. I didn't think it was that cold, but okay, yeah. Is it windy? Well, did you bring your chucks in?
Yeah. No way. I left them out. They're okay. I got one of them.
They on the porch at least?
Yeah.
Okay. They're not in front of where somebody's going to leave our dinner, right? I don't want them to slip on them. Just make sure they're not in front of the bench. You can put them on the other side or something. Oh, yeah. Move all the chucks to under the bench or something. I didn't realize it was cold. I thought it was 59. So, I had to stay really vertical. I grabbed pillows. Even my stuffed dog was propping myself up completely vertical, but at one point I had to like sit straight up on the bed, and I did just tons. And I hate throwing up, but at least it didn't taste bad. I had green tea with peach and a hibiscus herbal tea and just a tiny little bit of a dark roast coffee, and I could taste all this. I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad actually. But yeah, it was all those apple. That was only chunks. I'm so sorry. I've gotten a filter, and I was talking about that with my dentist because whenever she gets in there and like is picking out those teeth shards, even though I hate teeth, it's so interesting to me. So I like come in close, and she was talking about how she always has to filter what she talks about. But yeah, then Dan was annoyed again to come and get that, because he had only given me one bag, so he brought me bags of bags. I didn't end up needing anymore. But after that, things changed, and then every 30 seconds my stomach was having this burning cramp that I'd have to close my eyes and breathe through, like level 8 on a 1 to 10 scale of pain, like labor, early labor. Couldn't open my eyes, couldn't talk or breathe through it. And it was so regular. I kept using a stopwatch to time them. It was weird. And kept messaging Dan throughout a couple hours, like, I don't understand this. What would cause it to be so regular and so often? We didn't know. He had to go and get Sebastian from his friend's house because it was like 7:30 and he still was there. He was mad about that. And then he had to feed the kids, who neither of them were like, I don't know, I don't want food. It looks like Jax had a peanut butter and jelly, and he made soup for Sebastian. Then he had to do bedtime for Sebastian, which turned out to be him getting the vitamins and medicine out, as I told him, watching him brush his teeth, and then immediately going downstairs. He was pretty done at that point, and Sebastian always has me sit in there, do a book or a video, and then wait for him to fall asleep. So Sebastian gets himself changed and comes in with his little note that's like somewhere over there saying, how am I supposed to go to sleep? How do I go to sleep? So I messaged his brother and asked him to go read him a book. I didn't know what all he would do. If he would like tuck him in after and turn off his light. But a little later I check in message-wise with Jax, and he said that he had walked by and he seemed asleep. So I'm like, okay, good. I managed to get myself ready for bed through that pain. It was a lot of like sitting down whenever I could. It wasn't horrible, and I didn't feel like I was going to throw up anymore, so it was just more having to stop when the pain would come. And then once I got back in bed, I was like, maybe it's hunger. I don't know why it would be so regular, but maybe it's hunger pains, and my stomach is still just really irritated, so it's very burny and hurting. So I messaged that to Danny, and then I start sipping my water more. I was just sipping like once an hour, but every minute or two I would have another sip of water, and like within 10 minutes they completely stopped. I was like shocked. I messaged Danny, I'm like, oh my god, I think just drinking some water stopped it. I'm gonna come down and get water. And I couldn't even barely walk across a room for hours. I got up, I was totally fine. I walked downstairs and got water. I was totally fine. came upstairs. I checked on Sebastian. He had left his light on. Well, Jax had left it on, so he was asleep with the light on. I turned it off and closed his door, and I almost went to check on Jax, but at this point it was after midnight. It was almost euphoric, feeling normal again, so that just really drove home that it was probably the apples, and I was probably fine right after that. It's just I had eaten breakfast and only a little bit of lunch, and then lost all that lunch and did not have dinner. So yeah, lots of hunger pains.
Something I want to do.
But yeah, that's my update on that. I will talk to you guys later. I just wanted to let you know about last night. Hello everyone. Yeah, not much else to show you today. It was just a take it easy day. The nap was amazing, but I'm still very tired. I'm hungry right now because I just had half of a salad and some waffle fries. Those ones actually are not salty at all and not that greasy, so I thought it'd be a good way to add some calories. I didn't eat all those. I think Jax ate more than half and I ate some. But yeah, I definitely need to eat a little bit more. I usually eat popcorn before I take my medicine. So I'll do that, but I might make a piece of toast too. We'll see. I did some braiding after dinner, so I think I'm gotten everything from this row that goes right above my ears down. Finished. Lots to do. My lips are really dry, I can feel it. I need to drink more. Anyway, just popping on here to finish this out, and yeah, then I'm gonna have a snack, mask back up and go say hi to Jax. He just has a cough that's going on. I don't know if I'm gonna need to call his doctor and postpone his annual well visit, because like he was just coughing a ton, and I messaged him. I was like, "Are you drinking?" And I guess he had stopped because he was trying to beat a boss fight or something, and there was just so much coughing. So we'll have to watch that. It's not till Monday, so he has another day to get over his cold. Sebastian's still coughing. I think Danny still feels kind of bad, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the day. I'm just grateful to be feeling better. Just a little nervous about my stomach. And after this 3-day weekend, I'm going to be in big time packing and stressing mode for our trip, because this is our first flight since the pandemic was starting. We got home from a trip in early February 2020. So I'm a wreck before plane trips as it is. This is gonna be a next level. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.